we are going to start with consciousness and integration of the brain, restorative embodiment. So when you are that spirituality, you will know it is a way of living with meaning and connection beyond the solo self. That means you're a human being, first of all. So you're not on Elsa's journey, which is where we find spirituality bypassers, and that are AKA also people who have maladaptive child behavior. So they haven't taken their 0-1-year-old attached panicky or their 3 to 7 shame submissive to the peripheral view of, wait a minute, I have a lot of emotional charges that come up that taint my mouth, because, you know, whenever I'm speaking upset, I'm saying things that I don't know. Do I mean them? So when I look outside on YouTube land and anywhere, and people hear something like this, Sadhguru. And Sadhguru is a guru. So he's a spirituality leader. And this is why I understand why he speaks what he speaks, but I also know how this gets misunderstood and then used by the spirituality bypassers, 4D mystics particularly. The 5D mystic, no, because we're human being. First of all, I have a body. Like, did anybody not understand? You know what, we're going to wait for after, because I understood when I learned from Jesus how to forgive. I also understood how to turn a cheek. I also understood I made you the way I want you to be made. Do not have envy, jealousy. I understood that the Cain and Abel is like, why did you do that? You could have chosen both. You could have not had them, you know, do this thing. But then again, they did choose how to use their own insecurities. So what I, as thanks mom, a empowered human being, a 3-year-old that never learned anything about shame because I didn't get fear-mongered. I didn't get yelled at in a way that was frightening. I didn't get abused, neglected. I have a inner child here. So secure attachment, empowerment, this is what it is. We don't misunderstand being human. It's awesome because I don't have a rupture with humanity. I'm not afraid. I have a twin. So I had a baby with me next to me as a baby. So, you know, this is all very explainable. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. With anybody who loves to use the mind, yeah, the mind and empowerment is left and right. I know that if I get upset, my 3-year-old tone comes into the mix. I don't need to do Elsa's journey to figure out who I'm waiting for. This is also, we're going to talk about relationships and the codependent type people, but let me read. Sadhguru, human beings are thinking too much of themselves. We are just a small part of what is happening here. Now, granted, there are definitely a lot of people that need a therapist. The 7 to 14 charming are all grandiose narcissists. They are between authoritarian and not, you know, a lot of different words I could use. I also see how Peter Pans they are, and they have lost boys and girls who follow them. So, you know, if you're a integrated brain, you will actually see everything that is in that scale of evil of Michael Stone. You also use your brain to get educated and not with the, I don't like that group, I don't like that. No, we don't do preferences. We're like, I learned information. Let me think, a grandiose. They have a narcissistic bubble that got ruptured in such a way that that poor human being, as a child, had nothing except for terror inside. Am I going to use the devil's story? I have Patrick McNamara, a neuroscientist. He explains what happens in the brain when you have nightmares. Studying brain after brain. Are you a flat earther? And these are questions that cross my mind when I meet 4D mystics. Okay, so they go and they will quote, you know, our lovely Sadhguru. Again, respect Sadhguru. But we are not, all of us, thinking too much of ourselves, because some of us, we know the self. Thanks, Daniel Siegel. It's a verb. My 0-1-year-old's right here, as is my 3-year-old. Why don't I have any shame? Because my mother got me to be able to show up fully and completely. Because she didn't terrorize me when I got in all of my basic little 6 human emotions and did everything that a 3-year-old will do. She didn't lose her temper. She didn't lose her nervous system, was able to regulate in her ventral vagal. This is where the outside can look like the same, but it's the inside, because I learned to self-regulate with her. So if her nervous system was able to be in ventral vagal, I was able to learn how to be self-regulated in a way that lets me have gooey, ooey, ooey. Then by the adolescent years is when we have another pruning process. So you get to choose, am I going to do karma or dharma? You know, people love to use that word. I even see people who use the name and they're nowhere near dharma. But let me again leave that alone, because teenagers, they like to look cool and they like to belong to groups. They don't have self-esteem yet. It's still low because you're following the herd. Here is Sadhguru. Every word you utter, every action you take, your very existence. Is it for everyone's well-being, or is it just about you? So what we get to see out there are a lot of people that look for the bystanders. so that they can work together to project their unresolved business. So trauma charges, it's not only if you got abused or neglected or the child parts. No, there's trauma in a way that is more expansive. Remember, I'm pseudoscience lady for a reason. I learn from the experts. I'm gonna mess up the information. I clearly will let you in on that in woo-woo because of people who don't believe in us mystics, which is okay. I get it. Totally. The lovely physicists and science people, they study the quote-unquote hard problem of consciousness, like the quote-unquote human dilemma with the brain and us having secondary consciousness. Yes, for some of us it's not a dilemma because our mind is our friend, because our body is our friend, because I didn't have the trauma charges that came up being traumatizing for me. So emotions are cool. I love emotions. They're what make the world go round. I know passion in and out and all over the place. I love more. This is where polyamory, we don't overestimate. No. I know you can use your brain because I'm not a genius at all. I just used a brain because I was lucky. I didn't feel unsafe to be my quirky self. Okay, so every word I utter, it won't be perfect. Oh, I already know that one. But you better bet my idea of everyone's well-being is letting you know Pinocchio's with the ears and the tail, they get off the island, and yet I go to pubs and bars and anywhere and I see them all over the place, including when they watch movies like Hangover and think that that's cool. Yes, so Elsa's journey, nobody got to the end yet to figure out, oh wait, let me go get attachment and trauma informed and let me work to be myself the way I want to be. How do I want to be? Do I want to be empowered or do I want to be reactive? A lot of people like to be reactive. They think those are emotions. When you get angry and you're reactive, no, you're not yet empowered. Restorative embodiment, now that's empowerment. And wait till you get to the quote-unquote angry Buddhist, because that's you in harmony. The angry Buddhist I got from one of my lovely teachers, somatic therapist teacher. Okay, so is it about you or others? You have a lot of people, they're still doing their low self-esteem, indirect communication, passive-aggressive. That lady, she looked at me weird. She must be a bitch. They're projecting their maladaptive child behavior, teenager attitude. And while teenagers are teenagers, adults could learn to be different. Now we have the information that can explain to the ones who want to do the human love narrative, which is where the 5D collective is all about. We have a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Yes, it has nothing to do with other people, as well as it does, but it doesn't. Not in the way that the saga, again, 4D mystics. So just fix this one thing to determine the nature of your life. Okay, thank you, Sadhguru. I love him, but yes, he gets misunderstood because people don't have the integration of the brain. You can begin integration when you realize that, well, they go together. If you get flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable, so you learn to love more people, your prefrontal cortex is on, you get curious, open, accepting, and loving. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. Cole, that's how you're present. And I'm having fun with this. But the aspects from a mystic perspective, my lovely mystics, come on over to IHP so you don't waste your time with a saga that is not a saga. When you know that your mind is everything because you're the one who wields it. So when I have emotions come up because I have to accept something that I don't like, I know that I'm a mirror to myself, not some other human being, because I don't need you to show me what I'm doing. You can tell me. I will see, did I do anything wrong? If I didn't, I'm not going to get unbalanced about it. So we don't get destabilized by people who are not emotionally available and who don't know how to use their brain because they have trauma that they haven't gone to resolve. Okay, so yes, when you don't use this blade well, use it with anger and it will slash, stab, and kill. Yeah, people do a lot of things in their maladaptive child behavior. But what is beautiful for the 5D collective and our 5D relationships is that we make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion, because that's clarity and perfection. There's no perfection. The clarity is that we all either are choosing to be grown-ups with a whole 3-year-old heart and so do our emotional regulation skill stuff, or I don't want to do personal development. So some people, they can make use of good therapists, EMDR, child parts work, and somatics, so that they can then come join us, do personal development, use our grown-up tone, have passionate experiences, because we have coherence as a human being. And that is, it supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So let's come together as a species and create a herd like Ice Age, Manny, Sid, Diego, all of it, and keep on moving forward. Tune in for more, and we'll have one more today. Have a great day.